Hello everyone, James Conway here of the James Conway Experience. Me and Darren are contacted and talked to all the time about the COVID period and the vaccination programme that happened afterwards. We're hoping to do a podcast where we will have people on to talk about the people that they lost during the COVID period and possibly even people who suspect or have confirmed vaccine injury. This will be one of the first truthful conversations in Ireland to be had on this subject. We're hoping to hear from undertakers, nurses, doctors, all of the people who have an opinion that might be contrary to what the state propaganda is telling. So please go to jamesconwayexp.com, or alternatively you can email, what is it? Admin@jamesconwayexp.com. Admin@jamesconwayexp.com. God, we nearly done that professionally, Jared.
Not all superheroes wear capes. Some wear wellies.
Hello everyone and welcome to the James Conway Experience. We're going to have a bit of a chinwag this evening between myself and Darren, and we want to start off the show really and truly by thanking each and every one of you for all of the support on YouTube and on the social media, and especially on Spotify and Patreon. We've had a bit of a roller coaster the last couple of months, and it has been really positive. It's been really positive.
Yeah. No, in fairness, it has been positive. I mean, there's been huge support. I think we can safely call it a bit of a success at this stage, that... we weren't sure how it would all fare out, but thankfully, there's a thirst for interesting conversation, and we were right.
Yeah.
Well,
when we started this out, myself and Darren basically said that a lot of the people that we would consider friends, you don't hear them, and then the other side of it is, fair play to Mr. David Cuddy for planting the seed, because when he got me on his podcast, he says, listen, James, you need to do this yourself. And, fair play to David Cuddy, that's what I will say. And fair play to Morris, the Long Acre, for all the promoting he's done on the show.
Yeah.
And everyone who was a guest, we want to thank them for taking the time and effort.
Yeah, because they did, I mean, some travelled, yeah, the west of Ireland, I suppose, depending on where you are, there's a bit of travelling involved, and they all came down and, spent good time with us, and, we appreciate it,
Well, definitely, and we're going to have some very, very interesting people over the next weeks and months. What we're going to do is, we're going to go down the route now of, we kind of are going to talk to people who have really been cast aside by what I'd refer to as the normie population, but we're going to get them on, and you are going to hear from them.
Yeah.
Some of the most controversial figures in the country. And what I think is that they're never given a platform to speak longer than a couple minutes on social media and that. So we're going to have them on, and we're going to touch on some very touchy subjects.
Pick their brains.
Yeah. Also, want to get to it, we have a series of events coming up. We had a couple of weeks ago Vincent Byrne, the Spirit of Freedom shaman. We've kind of kicked it off with him, myself and Darren, and it's this Thursday, I think, next week. Thursday next week is the first. He's having a detox event here, so we'll be helping him to run that. Drinking hawthorn tea in the morning, and then kind of shamanic work, and then a light lunch of water and carrying moss and dillisk and all of the good produce here from the west of Ireland.
Some might call it a torture, and some might call it a treat.
That's right. Really depends on how you look at it. That's right. Yeah. And then he's going to do, and myself and Darren actually done that one evening here with Vincent.
That's right.
Yeah, a
And
fire
actually,
ceremony.
we did it again another time with him as well. Outside there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. An interesting guy. What do you make of him? Like,
I like him.
I like him
I
too.
like him
Yeah,
lots,
yeah,
I
yeah.
do. And I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but
Yeah.
I enjoy him. And
Well, look, I mean, he's on a path, and geez, I don't know. I think there's a lot of people that kind of need to change direction.
well, I put out a video on TikTok basically saying about this detox day, and that I was looking for 10 people,
Yeah.
and 234 people later.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the demand for it.
Yeah.
And all I said is it's a detox day. You put away your phone, you drink some Hawthorn tea, you get back in touch with nature, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 234.
Wow.
Yeah, so
There's the market research.
the market is there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. How many percent of an oversell is that? Like?
Yeah.
So anyone who got in touch and maybe I haven't been back to you or that, I'm very sorry. It's just that the day was filled out, and I'm working most days, and herself is working nights, and then we have the babies to look after. So I'm very sorry, and Darren, we have to apologise for the social media. We're terrible at
We
it.
are. Actually, we've just been saying that.
Yeah, we're really bad.
Yeah, look, I mean,
sorry.
you're busy, I'm busy, and we were never good at it anyway.
No.
Okay, you done your TikTok shenanigans and
I know,
all
but I
that
wasn't
kind
good
of
at
stuff.
it.
But I
You know,
mean,
it's
it was there or whatever, and you're still tipping away at the TikTok every now and again. But yeah, I think we're going to put our hands up and just say, look, right now we're not going to be taking on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all that kind of
Well, we're to be truthful about it, we're just not cut out for it. Now, if things take off, we will get a lovely lady or a young man who are, good at it at the moment.
Well, look, there's an opportunity, right? So if someone is out there and actually watching this, and I mean, I don't know, you have to be good at it, obviously. I mean, it's an opportunity if you're looking for a job down the road and you want to show experience in actually doing a few social media things or anything like that. You have to have a sense of humor. You have to understand wit. Ideally, you'd have a passport and be here and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. Look, put your names on a postcard or email us admin@jamesconwayexp.com and yeah, put your
I'll tell
suggestions
people that
to
as
us.
well. The website over the next couple of weeks, there'll be more added to it. There's going to be a section for the events that are up and coming, so you'll be able to book. And we're in talks for, what is it, merchandise or that.
Absolutely,
We're
yeah.
in talks for
We
that.
are.
Massive apologies to the regular listeners. We love doing this. We love meeting people. Darren is fantastic at the tech end and recording and all that, but time is our biggest enemy at the moment.
That's exactly it. At the end of the day, we took this on. We weren't idle when we took it on.
No.
We're not idle now.
And we've actually got busier.
I know, yeah. And it is the time of year, And yeah, even in regards to the website and that kind of stuff, it does need work, and we're going to be getting to it. We have a few plans in place for it, and if nothing else as well, we have to start moving tickets, James.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
That's what we have to start doing. So, yeah, look, I mean, the Homesteaders Hoolie is back. You looking forward to it, man?
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to it. And this year, fair play to PR, Patricia. She is absolutely knocking the ball out of the park on it this year. Some really good speakers, some really interesting things to see. And I can't wait. I really can't wait for it this year.
Yeah.
Praying for the weather. That's the main thing.
That's it,
As long as the weather is good, that's the main thing.
What were you saying, Owen?
I said it's going to be a good one.
It is going to be a good
This is the youngest member of the team.
Here we are.
And we'd be lost without him.
Absolutely.
Owen, come up to that microphone. This is Darren's young man. This is Owen.
Hello.
Tech whiz in the making.
Yeah, absolutely. Under
I
training.
don't know if I'd go that far.
Are you enjoying doing it? So Owen has been here for a good many of the podcasts. He has been helping with running up and down and getting us our stuff, and help one evening there. He was behind the sound desk and he done a fantastic job on it. So he did.
Absolutely. Some might even say better than myself.
Are you enjoying it, Owen?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And what's it called? You're running the Snapchat, is that it?
He tips in and out of the social media when he can now.
Yeah.
He's like us, James. To be honest with you, sure, the last thing he wants to be is on his own. It's mad. It's good. It's good.
It's a fantastic complaint to have. So, one thing that I really like about Owen is, you go down to the house and he's usually either going across the road with a bucket or he's above at the tractor or something like that. You never really catch him.
Yeah,
at this
busy
nonsense,
mulching now and rolling and stuff with the good weather and no fair play to him. But,
Well, at the festival, anyways, we're having John Walters is meant to be there. With the help of God, all going well. He's launching his book, so he's kind of tied up this month. Mr. Flanagan, I think he does the Brehon Law and all that.
Oh, I thought you were on about Luke Ming for a minute.
No, no, he won't be there. I have there'll be a sheet at the game. Eamon Ryan also will not be there.
Poor Eamon. I'm sure he'd be looking forward to understanding beekeeping and.
Yeah, but he'd actually really like that.
Yeah, he probably would.
Maybe we'll pull back a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe it's time to bring people together.
Maybe we'll just see.
So we're going to have speakers on a wide range of subjects. There will be speakers on about kind of international affairs and stuff like that, which is, I find interesting. But from a homesteader's perspective, there's going to be talks on beekeeping, animal husbandry, rural skills, so baseline carpentry. We're meant to have blacksmithing. I'm in talks with a young man at the moment. He is training to be a tinsmith with one of the last remaining tinsmiths in Ireland. So what I'm hoping is to have the barrel top wagon and the two travelling gentlemen making pots and pans, a scene that hasn't been seen in Ireland for decades.
Excellent.
And then there's another gentleman coming with two Clydesdales and a horse plough. And this won't be like at the ploughing championship. It'll be a little bit more hands-on. You'll be able to go up and touch the plough and he'll be able to show you the different parts and all that.
Cool.
What else? Oh, there's lots more.
Music,
Comedy, all that kind of jazz. Then there's another aspect of it that
personalities.
Personalities is right.
meeting and greeting and socialing.
Yeah.
But there was something else that I was going. Oh yeah, the fight and stick crowd.
Oh yeah,
they're going to be demonstrating at it. I'm looking forward to that. And then,
of course, we'll have the chariot.
Oh yeah, the Celtic Chariot is coming. Right. David Riley is going to be down there with his Celtic Chariot. Then you have
Ned and Ted.
That's the two Clydesdales, is right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And what else was I going to say? There's so much going on. It's hard to bloody remember all of it.
Yeah.
There was something. Oh yeah, basket making. There's going to be a basket making workshop at it. And as a networking opportunity, like if you're into this lifestyle, there's so many people who
it's like-minded people in the same area, So I suppose the basics is it's June 28th, 29th.
Yep. Yeah.
All happening here in James Conway's farm.
Yeah. And if I think by the time this podcast goes out, we'll probably have the pre-sales on the
website. And stuff,
which is jamesconwayexp.com. So if you go onto the website, we are pretty much hoping by when this podcast
you'll find
out,
it.
Yeah. That you'll be able to, you mightn't be able to buy your tickets, but you will be able to book a ticket.
Yeah.
So on the buy-in of the tickets thing, we have to be totally truthful with all you. This has gone a lot better than we thought it would.
Yeah.
And what we're doing is basically making a company out of this.
Yeah.
So thank you, all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So absolutely very grateful for the opportunities and like that. I suppose just keeping things right. That's it. So we'll be doing early bird tickets at the beginning. So they'll be €89, I think, is what we're hoping.
And that includes camping. So $89.99 on the early bird tickets. Then it's to
129.
129 after the early bird thing is over. Look, I'll be straight about it. The amount of feedback of people who really want to go is brilliant. It's very positive.
If anyone recalls, we had one 2 years ago, and very similar. This is going to be more extensive by the looks of it.
Yeah.
A lot more interest this time around, I guess. But yeah, I mean, the feedback was great. I mean, we still have friends that we've actually met.
Yeah, from the first homestead at Zulia, right? Yeah.
You know, and as you says, if we get the weather, it will be everything.
Yeah. Weather is everything, so it is. But then again, as I says, we're going to have a good marquee space this year, so for the talks to go on. So as I says,
and the comedy in that as well.
Yeah.
Those space, you know. But,
I'm looking forward to the comedians. We had Steve Hughes here the last time. I wonder if he's going to be back. Don't
know. I'll make contact with Aidan. Aidan will probably should come down if he's available anyway. He's the mythical storyteller.
Yeah.
And he has a documentary out there as well. Anyone recall the name of that? I should.
But if you type in YouTube Aidan Killian documentary, you'll get it to come up. Tiernan was in that as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, they climbed. Was it all the
every mountain in every county, the highest mountain in every county they climbed?
Yeah,
with a cross.
Yeah.
They put a cross on the top of every one of them.
Savage, yeah.
That was during lockdown they done that, wasn't it?
That's what I'm trying to think, or was it shortly after it?
No, I think it was during.
Yeah. Like he has another interesting story of he was abroad when the whole lockdown thing happened, and his whole story of actually trying to get back without getting jabbed or tested, and the whole
I think he was on for doing the podcast though, wasn't
he? He was meant to be here, and just dates clashed and times kind of it wouldn't have worked out. Again, he's busy, I'm busy, you're busy, you know.
Life is busy.
Yeah. It's beginning to be a little bit of an ordeal to get a day that suits everyone.
Yeah. Look, again, it's my busy time at work. Like, I'm looking now into kind of May and June, and, you know, I do kind of get more days in a row which are off, you know. The great other side of it as well is, I suppose, evenings are longer now. We're able to probably kind of do something around lunchtime and still have hours afterwards that we can still go out and do our own stuff and that kind of stuff. So we'll probably be able to juggle a bit more and kind of build up our reserve of interesting people and conversations, you know.
Well, the Conway's Farms thing, I have met more characters through that, the most interesting kind of people you could ever meet.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, every trade, stonemasons, plasterers, block layers, plumbers, carpenters, every trade is there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's brilliant. And all of these people are really interested in growing their own food, self-sufficiency, self-reliance. Oh, and hydroelectricity was a big thing.
That was a big thing.
The part 2 to this on Patreon and Spotify, and thank you to everyone on Patreon and Spotify who's, you know, paying for the extras. We went down to Barramulligan in Louth, and he showed us his hydroelectric setup down there. It was amazing.
It was, wasn't it? What I think amazed me is I've looked at a lot of this stuff. I've watched hours of YouTube videos, and I'm sure plenty of us have, you know.
Yeah.
And it didn't. They didn't make it look as easy as he made it look.
No.
Now, and I mean, when you're seeing it in front of you, you know, I mean.
And the stream that he's using is not a big.
No, and this is what will amaze everybody, I think. You know, I mean, I have a stream down in the backfield. I never thought it would have the ability to actually generate any kind of electricity. Yeah. I now have a feeling it might. Definitely the lower river definitely will. You're definitely have the ability.
No, that's good enough. Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah. And it's something that we intend to work on.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
something that we definitely intend to work on.
Now, not putting anything in his mouth or anything, but he did say to us when he was there.
Oh, he's at the
that
festival. No,
he's
he is.
coming
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's doing other interesting things as well with copper and that for healing and stuff like that. Like, he's just a really interesting character.
And chilled, you know.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I've never. If he was more laid back, he'd be horizontal. And you know what I absolutely loved about him? I put up on the Conway's Farms group, basically questions for him to say, do you know, who's interested here in hydroelectricity? What would you like asked? And the questions were far more complicated than the way he explained it.
Yeah.
Like he explains it in a way, you put the pipe there,
The
it
water
goes in
flows
here,
down. Yeah.
and this is what that does.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think a lot of people are putting themselves off a system like this by asking very, very engineer-orientated questions when this man is just doing it.
Yeah.
And he's learning by trial by error and all of that. Oh, and you were... Aaron, what did you want to say there?
I don't say, would you generate much electricity from doing that?
I don't know. That's why we'll go to the Patreon, because he explains all of it. He's
does.
running his tool shed off it.
Well, he showed us 2 instruments.
You'll have to put yourself up there because people
I
get
should.
sick of looking at me, so they will.
Where am I? This mouse actually now is.
There's a mouse in the house.
So, yeah, anyway, he showed us 2 instruments, 2 methods of generating power. The first one was using a river, and then the second one was actually using wind. And yeah, it's definitely worth a look. And I don't know what he'll be bringing exactly down for the festival. No doubt we'll probably be able to show the electricity generation from the water here, you know. We might even be lucky enough that we could kind of get some wind turbine in place and just.
I wonder would he bring up his own one?
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Because that's mobile, isn't it?
Yeah.
I must ask him that. Jeez, I really enjoyed him as a character. He's there. What's the name of them? Is the mountains?
I couldn't tell you offhand now.
Whoever
You
is
know
blown-
that area better than I would.
Well, I
Jim.
know a little bit above it, so I do. It was my first time in those mountains, so it was. But it's down in Omead and Louth, and Jesus Christ, he's a character. And he seems, I'm watching him a lot on TikTok now. He seems just to be living his best life. Do you know, car shows, hydroelectricity, healing. Yeah,
and he's not looking to tie himself into any more contracts or debt or anything like that than he has to. And just a cool guy. And yeah, there was a few lads there.
So if you're on TikTok, you can get him. He's called Low Energy Solutions, Barra Mulligan. And we were with Jemmy. Now, Jemmy is coming up in the next couple of weeks. He's going to come down here for a podcast. We went up. He's growing shiitake mushrooms. What was the name of the other ones?
The white ones.
The white ones.
Yeah,
They were delicious.
They were.
Did you eat the ones he gave you?
Yeah.
I did as well.
Yeah.
I had mine with...
What was the name of them? Jeez, I'm brutal for names now.
Yeah, you're all right.
Were the mushrooms nice?
They were delicious.
Yeah.
I had my ones with venison steaks and shiitake mushrooms. I felt like king of France when I was having them. I was
You're
like,
the king of Sligo, James.
Yeah.
I'm the king of culture now. So yeah.
Tell us a bit about that.
So I'm on the Ard Corla now of Ireland First.
Yeah.
Basically the culture department. And yeah, my vision for Irish culture is completely different to where the government is going at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should be proud of our history. I think men should be proud to be men and women should be proud to be women.
Yeah.
I think we should embrace masculinity and embrace femininity and not confuse the two.
Well, that's
They are
true.
separate things and they are to be enjoyed. And yeah, basically I want to, through the Conway's Farm model, get young men back out on the ground, manual skills,
Yeah.
practical skills, and through PR, through the Conway's Farm thing, bring back what were traditional female skills as well,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
cooking, jam making, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And
Well,
I'm not
yeah.
saying that some boy can't do the jam making.
And look, I mean, go around here during the day and you'll see many a woman out moving cattle on the road,
Oh, yeah.
and you'll see many a women milking and,
Yeah.
you know. So
Well,
I
I
mean,
know my mum is the traditional feminist without realising it, because she ran the farm.
yeah.
Do you know? Dad was working 6-7 days a week on the railway. She was running the farm. Do you know?
Yeah.
So, as I says, she was a strong, independent lady before it was a thing. Do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And still had his dinner ready, I might add, in the evening to welcome him home with a smile.
Look, I mean, there's plenty out there, and through no fault of their own, I suppose, they got sucked into desk jobs and IT, and you know, that's where the money was, and that's where everything is for the last few years, and these skill sets didn't seem relevant, and you know,
Well, they're getting very relevant now.
absolutely, you know.
What do you make of our recent economic turbulence, Darren?
Sure now.
Who knew?
I
Who
wonder-
could see it coming?
What do I make of it? I suppose you know me. I'm actually not catching all that much of it.
I've began to ignore it,
Yeah.
and it's funny because a lot of people are ringing me at the moment and saying, "Oh, you were right about this, that, and the other," and you know, where's it going next? And I've gone, well, I have a fair idea where it's going next, and I'm concentrating on getting ready for that.
Did I hear? Okay, so like you see, there's a bit of to and fro, so he's now paused all orders that he's made for 90 days. Is that right? Or the
No,
tariffs?
pause the tariffs on the countries that didn't enforce reciprocal tariffs on his tariffs. So it seems to me like it's just a full-blown economic war now with China and Canada and Mexico.
Okay.
And 90 days of a delay for Europe and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is, I think it's either 125 or 175% of a tariff on Chinese goods,
Right.
which means it's not going to happen.
Right.
Now, where do those Chinese goods go?
That's exactly it. Yeah.
So I don't think it'll be many weeks before you hear the Germans and the Italians screaming about all your Hong Kong stuff landing.
Yeah. Reasonable rates and.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
I have just this little feeling that anyone who's looking for a small digger or a tractor at the moment, that it could become very reasonable very, very quickly.
Well, look, I mean, and anyone that is looking for an opportunity like that, why wouldn't they jump at it? You know what I mean?
I heard a really good, she was a very intelligent woman on the radio. She used to work in Fruit of the Loom, I think was based in Donegal or that.
Yeah,
and she
it
was
was, yeah.
basically saying if we still had that, like the American market is wide open now.
Mm,
You know, you could have been sending your T-shirts and stuff like that over there
okay.
because you're competing with a China now that's on a massive tariff.
Yeah.
So our clothing would have probably been more affordable.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, is there opportunities just to import from China and then export to America? And
Yeah, I don't think so.
no.
No. There wouldn't be enough margin in it.
Mm.
I think there's going to be...
125% of a tariff. I mean,
Yeah, but we have tariffs as well.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
And then I think they're probably going to tariff on country of origin, Darren.
No doubt. That's
know.
that's what you'd expect. But if not, you'd just think that if it was imported from Ireland, it would
Yeah.
be-
Do you reckon we
Yeah.
could take BYD electric cars and stick a shamrock on them? Listen.
You know, I mean, like,
It could work.
yeah.
But I know one thing,
Yeah.
there's going to be a size of smuggling done.
This is it.
Because now you have Northern Ireland with 10% and us with 20%, and
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah.
Gather up your pots and your own tin cans.
Yeah. No, I don't. Look, what will be, will be. As I said, I'm not following it, nor.
No, and nor should anyone.
No,
Nor should anyone.
no.
Oh, protests coming up on the 26th. 26th, I think, in Dublin. We should be heading up to it. So this should be out the Friday before it. Looks like it's going to be a good day.
Yeah. It's been a long time now since I was at a protest.
Mhm.
I was quite fond of them in the beginning. I thought they'd make all the differences that.
I think there was a bit
and all that kind of thing, but
there was a bit of protest tiredness, though, wasn't there?
yeah,
There
was. And also, like, I don't know, what used to bother me is like they'd actually put them on there on a Saturday, and we're all standing outside fucking Leinster House on a Saturday and not a cunt in it. You know? And it seems fruitless. And then, like, I mean, Garda estimates were ridiculously underestimated of numbers, so it didn't look like there was huge interest to the vast majority of people, and the whole media thing going on. And it just seemed like, it didn't seem like it was going anywhere. So I don't know. I'll do what we got to do, but I'm not expecting massive results.
But we get to go to Conor McGregor's pub after for a traditional music session.
Well, that's
I'm
it.
looking forward to that.
Well, look, why not?
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I wonder what his price of a pint is.
I don't care. I haven't had one now since the boys was down
I
for
wonder
their
what the Guinness
podcast.
is like. You'd expect it to be all right. Look, it will be a bit of crack. It will be a bit of crack.
Well, I'm looking forward to it anyways, and I'm kind of hoping that he makes an appearance. I think it'd be interesting to get a chinwag with him.
I wonder, is he going to the protest? Like,
I hope so. I think he should. Fucking, if you want to be the president, you're going to have to go to an odd protest. Like,
yeah, that's a mad one as well, isn't it? Like, was anyone expecting him to be over in the White House for Paddy's Day, or was that just?
Well, Trump was.
It seems that way. Yeah, and he likes his tattoos. So.
But I think it was kind of like the day that Micheál Martin was there, he was fully aware that McGregor would be there on St. Patrick's Day. Because when someone says, "Well, who's your favourite Irish guy?" or that, he goes, "I think you're a fighter." The guy with the tattoos.
Yeah.
He knew.
Oh, he did.
He knew well.
He did.
Yeah. And it's all, like you just say, it's all theatre.
It fucking is. And
it's all theatre.
Absolutely. And that's all I'm watching on as if it is.
Yeah.
You know it best.
Yeah.
This man knows theatre. Because he's watching it every day of the week. But on a serious note, prepping.
Yeah. Look, I mean, shit's going to go down one way or another. Right now, we have no excuse. The weather is mighty out there. I'm kind of happy now. Myself and Owen, we knocked out a load of timber there. So, like, it's the first time in years that we've actually kind of saved fuel so early in the year. That's the way I'm looking at it. So, happy about that. Yourself is busy in the greenhouse, kind of getting stuff ready to go out and all that kind of stuff. I suppose, like, I'd also be looking at kind of, again, long-term preserves and tins,
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. Bags of pasta.
Don't forget yourself. They'll get tired of looking at me, so they will.
Bags of pasta, that kind of stuff. Your tea bags, your bits and bobs. Again, you don't know how these tariffs are going to play out on food supply either.
No.
And
China is... China was buying a significant amount of the American grain and cereals to stockpile.
That's right. They signed a 4-year contract.
That's right.
2020 or something.
Now they have tariffed America in retaliation to their tariffs, which makes me think that all of a sudden European cereals especially could spike in price.
Right.
Because no tariff on the European cereals. So could all happen. And again, these guys, they've already kind of got contracts that they have to fulfill and stuff like that. So there mightn't be much of a surplus. Now, again, if this weather holds out, we should have a great year for us, really. Well, growth is back at the moment. And I'm not calling for rain. Don't get me wrong. But a little bit of moisture would be all right. Like, I moved the sheep there yesterday evening onto a fresh patch. That's relatively okay. But what I'm moving them off, I'm not expecting to make a great jump in growth until a bit of rain comes. And that's it. It's all in balance too, It's been a great period of weather, though.
It has, and it's great to see all the leaves coming out now on stuff and buds and the cherry
the
blossoms.
white thorn
Yeah, they're all out now at the minute.
and nettles.
Yeah, and nettles. We're eating nettles like Godot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go for the nettle soup, is it?
Nettle soup and nettle fritters. Yeah.
What's a nettle fritter now?
It's kind of done in a batter kind of thing.
It's like pancake batter.
Yeah, or do you know, it kind of nearly reminds you as well of the pasta that you get with like stuff in it. You know,
Okay.
it kind of reminds you a bit like that. But
I would call
good
down
stuff.
to have some of that.
Do
That sounds
and
really
dandelion
nice.
fritters, yeah. Do definitely.
It sounds absolutely beautiful.
yeah.
So it does.
I don't know. Herself is mad into it, but she reckons if you get is it 3 cups you need in May just to kind of
Of what?
Nettles.
nettles, yeah, 3 cups of soup in a week in the month or something. So
Well,
Is
we're
that to
well
boost
above
your
that.
iron levels? Is it?
Again, she's the expert. I have
you're
no
asking
idea.
the wrong person.
I eat
James.
it and drink it, and it's good. As far as I know, it's very good on vitamin C.
We must get Fryke on some night for the whole herbal end of things.
Nah, she wouldn't.
She wouldn't do it.
Not
Yeah.
at all. No.
She might be right. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't know. It's a shame. But look, there's plenty of others that would, no doubt. Lorraine is a mighty woman.
Yeah.
And if anyone is ever over on the Off-Grid channel and that kind of stuff, you'd have heard of Lorraine. And a wealth of information.
Well,
and it's
Lorraine
all
is up
just
at
there.
the festival as well, and
Yeah.
like the queen of foraging and information on foraging and different herbal remedies and bees. And
Yeah, she gave a great presentation there. Was it last year?
Yeah.
Great
absolutely
presentation.
fantastic. Yeah. I made a fault last year. I called it a nationalist gathering, and that put people off. So it did. 100% put people off. Because what's it called?
Well, you were running at the time, weren't you? Or were you
No.
just after running? No.
What was the election?
The election was June.
Yes, I was running. Is right. Yeah. And that was another problem, is because a lot of the people, that I knew, were running as well and canvassing and yeah.
Look, it was what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're back to the homesteaders Hooley, and it's more on target and focus for what we're all about now.
And it's
isn't
more.
it?
It is homesteading and prepping.
Yeah.
You know, there will be some interesting speakers and all that there, but what 90% of it will be just skills and
It will,
crafts
yeah.
and
Look,
stuff
and
like
there'll be
that.
good music, and hopefully a bit of poetry. There'll be a lot of diverse kind of stuff going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's two nights, and it should be a Hooley. You know, it should be.
Is it going to be pet friendly?
What's that?
It will be pet friendly, but the dog must stay on a lead
Yeah,
because it's a sheep farm.
it is.
And as well as that, some people probably have their kids in that with them, and some kids are uncomfortable with a dog running loose. Do you know?
Now, again, talking on kids. So, just if anyone is comparing it to when we did do it 2 years ago, we kind of allowed kids in free, and we put on bouncing castles and stuff like that for them, and a
Not this
kickabout
time.
area. Not this time.
No,
You know.
we're running. We don't. First and foremost, we don't have space.
Yeah.
That's because the amount of things to see has increased. That has cut in significantly into the space, and then also because the crowd is that much bigger. Again, trouble with space.
Yeah.
We're planning as well on having concession stands and that, where people will be able to get tea, get coffee, get your crepe or whatever the hell it is, and you know.
Yeah.
It's
And again, if anyone is out there that's in that game,
because there'll be a couple hundred people at this.
you know, so
Well,
again,
like coffee trucks and food
yeah,
trucks.
or anything more interesting. Like, I mean, you know, again, if there's an interest, admin@jamesconwayexp.com.
And if you have a small like craft hobby, if you make beeswax candles or crystals or anything like that, and you have a stall and you want to meet your target audience, that is your target audience.
That's
you
it.
know.
Yeah.
Like I know one girl there came last year and she done the sound healing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she rang and she's coming back again. She
Right,
said,
yeah.
I met a sight of clients out of that, you know. So
Caroline or something, was it? Or
maybe
Katrina?
Helen was her name.
Was it?
Helen,
All right, I
yeah.
thought it was began with C. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Anything else happening then? You're doing a bridge building
Yeah,
thing.
3rd of May, there's a bridge building event.
Yeah.
And then that evening, there's a Baltina event. Vincent's running that, and it's $19.99 for the Baltina event. And as far as I know, what that includes is a full-on shamanic celebration of Baltina, a bonfire, looking up at the sky, different constellations, all that.
Cool.
Yeah, sounds good to me, I know. And then the weekend before the festival is summer solstice.
Yeah.
So he's on for running another event for the summer solstice. And then there'll be detox events. I think basically every second week he's aiming for it, on a Saturday or a Sunday to have a detox event.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
look, we'll get the first one out of the way and
That's
get,
it,
and
you
get
know.
the feel for it, how to run it and all of that. But
Yeah.
if you're interested in detoxing from modern life,
Yeah. Keep an
travel
eye.
to Sligo, get your feet on the grass, drink some hawthorn tea. It's all good.
Cool.
Good vibes.
Yeah. Look, it's a beautiful part of the country, and anyone that does come down to stay with us or anything, like, I mean,
I'm blessed with this farm.
yeah.
There's no doubt
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's like we have our own private valley with a river running through it and a footbridge over it. And how many farms can you say? And then Hazelwoods, both sides of the river. And it is nice.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We will document it a bit better for you in upcoming episodes. Because I think when we're doing the detox day, you're kind of documenting the day for people, so we'll get lots of shots of where the river is and stuff like that. So 3rd of May, if you would like to learn basic carpentry, how the tools work, how joints work, all the rest of it.
So it's going to be timber.
Oh yeah. Timber's above it, the hay shed now. So it is. I'm going to show it to you.
Yeah. Good stuff. And any other tools, like are you going to actually? Do you need a crane or anything? No.
No, we'll have enough people to do
We'll have enough people.
So yeah. I'm going to myself and Barnsey is going to bring the timber down beside where the bridge is.
Oh yeah, teleport job.
Yeah. Now the only thing I might do is the 2 purlins to go across. Myself and Jim might get them done before the day.
Okay.
Just for the simple reason that then you have their level, their bang level. Now you can put the stuff together. Do you know?
Are you going to put a cement base either side or anything?
No, I'm going to retain the one that's there. You know the bridge that's there? Yeah. I'm going to retain that.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping on this day is to have the 2 purlins across, the new base in the bridge, and then the handrails.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is disguise the old one. So the old bridge has sank in the middle. It was built in the 50s, I'd say.
Yeah.
And it was done with concrete shuttering, but of course no steel or anything, So it sank in the middle with age.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is prop it either side with strong purlins, and then run the handrails either side, and then the base. No, it's not that complicated.
Cool. And the reason the original bridge was there was so kids could actually cross the river to go to school.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why. Yeah.
And then down the river was stepping stones.
Mm-hmm.
And how many was Mum said? Was it 20-something kids used to cross them every day? And then years later, they wanted to put in a bridge for the fishermen. And the old lady who owned it said no, because all the years I wrote you letters about the children crossing, you never done anything for me. So she wouldn't give them access. And you know something? Fair play to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There's one stone in the middle called the pig's back. And that was the one used to catch them out because it's very round and smooth. Yeah. And they used to tell a little ghost story to the kids to be careful that the pig wouldn't take off down the river. And of course, that's very good for children, is to frighten the shit out of them when they're already in a dangerous position, They love that.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah. Cool. That sounds brilliant.
We'll finish on that. Well, we're not going to hold you much longer because this episode is basically just to tell you what's coming up in the upcoming weeks. So Detox event is next Thursday. That will be coming up in a podcast. You'll be able to see what the event entails. Then the 3rd of May is the bridge building event. Then there will be a summer solstice event. And there will be the Homesteaders Hoolie on the 28th.
28th of June, 29th.
28th and 29th. And then we have a harvest festival, but that's a while away yet.
Yeah.
So
And then we'll have a podcast every Friday.
every Friday.
Do you know?
And for the extras, head to Patreon and Spotify. And once again, thank you very much to those who help us out on Patreon and Spotify.
That's it. And for those, you're now going to see how easy it is to create your own electricity.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So head over to Patreon and Spotify to see Barra Mulligan and his wonderful hydroelectric plant. Thank you.
Alrighty.